The city of Honolulu also announced it will conduct an emergency storm debris pickup in Haleiwa and Wailua. Crews will be deployed beginning tomorrow. Residents in those areas are being asked to help by placing the debris in separate piles at the center of the road. Branches, logs, and vegetation should go into a green waste bin. Appliances and machines should be grouped together with mud and rocks in another pile. Any other storm-related waste not listed should be placed in its own pile. You can find more information about the debris pickup on our website and our app.